Welcome back. Asian market is largely positive today. Hang Seng is up more than 1%. Kospi, though, is in the red. And in the entire emerging market basket this year, in 2024, the Korean market, the South Korean market, is the only one to report a negative, return. Kospi is down 8% in 2024, and it's the only Asian market to end 2024 in the red. There is some consumer sentiment data, and that's also fairly muted at the lowest level since October of 2008, which is basically the financial crisis. But Hemang Jani is now with us to talk about individual stocks. Hemang, first come in on the telecom stocks and this TRAI recommendation that introduced only an SMS and voice pack. How will the telecom companies respond to that? And would investors be worried that, we could be in for cheaper tariffs now?
Thanks for having me. So clearly, let's get a perspective on the total component of the non-data subscriber for Bharti, Vodafone and Jio. So Bharti accounts for about 15% of the revenue coming from the non-data subscribers. Vodafone is 20%, and Jio technically is classified as data subscriber only, but almost about 50 to 70 million of the Jio phone users are prone to some sort of a downgrading. Now it remains to be seen how exactly the telecom companies respond to this, and will there be a separate price point or offering for the non-data users. So to that extent, there is a possibility of some sort of a down trading, but ultimately it will entirely depend upon telecom companies. So maybe a bit of a negative reaction for the telecom companies, but I don't think there is a case for a substantial correction on this news.
Okay. Good morning, Hemang. Good to have you with us, especially when a lot of guests are not obliging. They're away on holiday. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, first up, I wanted to ask you, at the moment, are you a net buyer? Because the market has given you almost a 10% correction, is this a good buy time, or do you think you will still wait?
Good morning, Lata. So yes, I think after almost disaster or Q2 and the fact that trends have not really reversed in a major way for many sectors, people are going into the earnings season with a lot of caution, particularly on the consumption side. Even the government capex does not seem to have revived in a big way. So I think people will look out for pockets where you can see a bit of a positive surprise. So something like spirit companies, maybe some of the banks, auto, you can have a little bit of surprise come through from names like Mahindra. Also, one important aspect is in the microfinance, which actually surprised everybody big time negatively. There are indications that you could see even far bigger surprise, because the stress as far as the microfinance sector is concerned is still not out of the way. So I think we will have to be far more stock specific, sector specific when you're approaching the market at this point.
Okay. No, there is actually mixed data. We will have our colleague Sudarshan present the data. He has the Vahan registration numbers from December 1 to 24, and it looks like two-wheelers is really bad. Still down 20% year on year. But at least personal vehicles are flat. They haven't fallen. And this is year on year. You can't even complain that people don't buy in December because it is seasonally adjusted data. We will have Sudarshan come and give us that data. But Hemang, there is some positive news we got from Symphony. They have said to the stock exchange that the advance money they have got for their new air coolers for the summer season, that is advance payments, is excellent. I mean, among some kind of a record. Is there any pocket in consumer durables or discretionaries that you would buy even in the current market?
So Lata, when we look at consumer discretionary space, I think spirit companies, our interactions with the management clearly suggest that both in terms of the high end or the premium product volume and on the margin side, things are very well placed. Also, I think, some of the, companies on the manufacturing side, like PG Electro, Dixon,
Yes.
Amber, those companies continue to do well. So I think these are the pockets that we would be looking to buy into.
This PG Electroplast, what a rally it's had. Just last week or 10 days back, they did a QIP. They raised 1,500 crore rupees. And the price point for that QIP was 690 to 699 rupees. And look at the stock price now, 950 rupees. And this QIP happened in the month of December itself, in the first half of December. 30% up move in the month of December. And this year, it's 300% higher. And today, of course, there's fresh news. The company has entered into contract manufacturing agreement with Whirlpool to manufacture certain models of washing machine. Hemang, would you go out and buy PG Electroplast at these levels and after this kind of a rally?
Rima, yes, the stock has done exceptionally well last 1 month or year to date, and clearly, I think in a scenario where many companies and sectors are struggling with growth, you have very fewer pockets, like PG Electro or maybe Dixon, Amber. These are the pockets which are showing you a lot of growth, and the fact that the companies have invested in the capex or raised money would mean that the trend will continue. So I do find that the run-up is, huge, and the valuations are not cheap by any stretch of imagination. But because of the lack of availability of better options, in the value or comfort zone, people would want to have some part of their portfolio in these names. So from that perspective, I do like PG Electro. I think it still offers another 25-30% kind of an uptick even from current levels.